More mess to report on. That's the water filter area down there where the trashed trees are. I'm beside the Girls Guide Hall and I can see a can of white spray paint there and some alcoholic beverages, and if I walk up here we'll see some damage. There's a tag there on that side of the Girl Guide Hall and there's more tagging on that side there. Just take note of the alcoholic beverage there, and it's often associated with the tagging around the suburb. But that's just the entree of fun that happened here last night. The real party was happening down by the soccer club. Just as I'm heading down there, let me read to you a Facebook post that was sent to me by SMS about what happened at Rowena Street Oval, and this is happening over and over and over. B-Town Facebook. Be very careful at the park at Rowena Oval. Many smashed bottles with large and small pieces of glass all over the play equipment, tables and ground. Myself, that's not me, that's the person who wrote this, and others picked up a lot, spent over 1 hour doing it, but there is still glass everywhere. Not easy to clean up safely. This is happening too often in the evenings. Is there still an active neighbourhood watch or something? We are happy to be part of the solution because it needs to stop. It's only a matter of time before a child gets seriously cut or injured. So that message talks about something called Neighbourhood Watch. That was developed in the mid-80s as something to prevent crime. I did see an old sign in the suburb up on the highway and it's looking fairly tatty now. You also get the feeling that people here are getting very tired of the repeated damage and vandalism in the suburb. Remember when I spoke about the Triangle of Trouble? Well, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to work out where these teen thugs are hanging out nearly every night of the week. And as I've said in many Mess Hunter videos, this activity has really ramped up and gone through the roof in what I call the virus times. And as it stands, it seems the teen thugs here have total control of the suburb. They keep doing the same repeated damage over and over and over. Okay, I'm down to the picnic area beside the soccer club here, and yes, there has been one major party here. That's the first clump of mess that I see, and if I head down here I'm sure I'm going to see plenty more. This area was hit up just a few weeks back, and I actually found a bag on the roof here, and well, I can just see a whole lot of what I call very strange mess left here. This time around this table's fairly clean, but someone's been playing with a plant there. A lot of the tagging there is now historical. It's from the last time I was down here and had a look. I can see a little food container here. I often see these around where, let's say, certain individuals hang out. I can see someone may have been giving someone a bunch of flowers, maybe saying sorry to the girl whose bag was nicked. And I can also see here there's been a fire set, and that's work from last night. So it looks like the little suburban firebug is back in action. As I move back, there's broken glass on the ground. There's the cans that would have had alcoholic beverages in them. There's always candy, sweets or lollies hanging about. And over here is another big mess. The local hoodlums thought it'd be fun to bring a roundabout sign down to the soccer club. They've brought some old branch here, and that's from the filter area, which is adjacent to this area here. But down on the ground here, well, I can see there has been a fire set. And I can see what looks like some style of cleaning product. I'd say that hand cleaner there has been stolen from the toilets here. So yet again, the local hoodlums have struck, and I've seen this activity really intensify over virus times. And what tends to happen is some nice local people will come down here very shortly and they will tidy this big mess up. One thing I've noticed is there's not too many smashed bottles up here, and I also notice down in front of the soccer club, the old graffiti's there, but I can't see too many smashed bottles. But it does look like the sport last night was throwing bottles from up here and landing them down on the groundkeeper's building down there. Lots of smashed bottles on that roof there. I'll just head down there. I bet you there's plenty of glass on the grass. Had to be a bit careful saying that one. Just walking past the soccer club here, I think there's actually more tagging here now. I think it's a little bit more intensified than a few weeks back. And normally there's bottles smashed on the steps here, but it looks pretty clean this morning. Okay, I'm coming out onto the oval. It's actually a beautiful morning. It's winter time here. Lots of dew on the ground. There's people training over there, but if you were running around the oval this morning, look what you're going to come across. There is just stacks and stacks of shards of glass, broken bottles. I mean, how horrible is that? And someone's got to come along and clean this mess up. This is very wrong because children come down here. I mean, it's just wrong in so many ways. So totally wrong. So they throw the bottles up there, it lands on the roof here, and then they break, and a lot of the glass ends up coming down onto the oval here. It actually goes out a fair way. You can see the shards shimmering in the morning sun. They go all the way out that way. I'll just head out to the furthest broken glass. Okay, it's out here. You've got to be careful, there's bits of glass everywhere here, so if I go back to where they were being smashed, it's way back there. Another way of looking at the glass, if I stand back at this door here and turn around and go on the ground there, you can see how the glass has sprayed off the roof and gone out over the oval there. Imagine being down here and getting caught up in that glass. Just horrible, really despicable stuff. There's a better view on top of the groundsman's building there of all the broken glass that's been thrown from the top, and as it smashes it then spreads out across the oval. I just had to warn those people about the glass that's sprayed out all over the oval there. Lovely. So I'll head back now. There is definitely a set pattern of repeated activity going on. Nothing seems to stop this. And as I keep saying, it's really intensified during what I call the virus times. And I do wonder what fun do people get out of this? I try to think back to when I was younger, we weren't doing damaging, malicious stuff like this, and this is going on, well, way too often. I could come down nearly every night and I can get footage from some part of our suburb that looks something like this. It never used to be like this, but all of a sudden it is.